Thank you for being here today. It's the Board of Police Commissioners weekly meeting, 3 o'clock. And I'd like to call, actually, we don't have a quorum yet, so I'm going to ask for the invocation by Chaplain Commander Lee Sean Curtis Duncan. And I believe that's via Zoom.
It is. Good afternoon, distinguished board members and guests. If we could just bow our heads for a moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, as we gather for this BOPC meeting event, we ask and we seek your wisdom for discernment in the agenda that is set forth and established. We ask that the meeting, dear Heavenly Father, go forth, that it meet the needs of the BOPC, the needs of the people, and the needs of the city in which it serves. We ask that everything go forth with integrity and be in purpose, that it be efficient and effective as you so desire. And we will continue to honor your name in all that we do. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chaplain. And next, I'd like to go to the oral communications public comments. And please remember, there's a 2-minute limit for comments, and inappropriate language and comments may delay TV broadcasts and video posts. Could we have our first speaker, please?
Our first speaker in the room is Ms. Frida Butler.
Ms. Butler? I don't see her. Could we go to the next one? Oh, is she here? Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I didn't expect to be first, so I wasn't prepared. Commissioners, it is my belief that President Trump has not named Detroit as another black city to focus on to invade is because we have a white mayor. Yet I have not heard any leader make a statement about President Trump's transgressions. This reminded me when we were gerrymandered, redistricted, and the powers of our votes were diminished, and no urgency, even bankruptcy, was declared for our city. I saw bankruptcy as another way to take over the city. During that time, I wrote Judge Stephen Rhodes, who was appointed to the United States Bankruptcy Court, stating my concerns as a citizen. He quoted me in his final opinion about the quote I quoted from Miss Marion Wright, quote, "Democracy is not a spectator sport." Judge Rhodes asked Mr. Orr, who made cuts in city workers' pensions, health insurance, and much more, if he wanted to respond. Mr. Orr did not respond. Wake up, sleeping giants, and think. It is time for us and all ministers and all so-called leaders to speak up and stand with dignity and stop seeking crumbs when we are not being respected nor represented fairly. I wish we had more men like the governors in Maryland, Illinois, and California standing with other great leaders who are speaking up. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Next, we have Peggy Goodwin.
Good afternoon. I'm Peggy Goodwin, representing the Detroit Towing Association. I'm also a member of the Tow Rate Commission. I'm following up with an invitation from Vice Chair Woods to present before the Board of Police Commissioners. The Detroit Towing Association, as you know, is comprised of the police authorized towers in Detroit and other towers. And we would like to introduce ourselves and make a brief 5-minute presentation. This would further educate all stakeholders on how to prevent predatory towing and would not be repetitive of what was covered during the TOW committee meetings, which Commissioner Banks did an excellent job. I attended every one of them, of overseeing. We also provided the commission with a 10-second social media PSA that would educate people on how to prevent predatory towing in Detroit. The Detroit Towing Association brings generations of family-owned businesses expertise to Detroit. We also have a large investment in Detroit with our zoning compliant infrastructure and impound yards, paying an estimated $650,000 in combined property taxes each year. I provided some suggested dates in my email to you, so we would appreciate hearing back and following up with you and just making that presentation to, again, help further educate people on how to prevent predatory towing, which we all know is a problem and is not going to go away with just 3 meetings. So we just want to continue what you started, which was great for the community, and just add to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Madam
Attorney.
Chairperson, Conrad Mallett, Corporation Counsel, City of Detroit.
okay.
The green light's on, Brad. You hear me now?
I hear you loud and clear.
Thank you. So, I just want to point out, Madam Chairperson, that we are involved in litigation with many members of the towing community, that in my view, it would not be in the Commission's best interest while this litigation is going on to have the presentation made. The information that that they would like to share can certainly be done in writing. And should the Board of Police Commissioners determine upon receipt and examination that they want to share that information with the public, then that is their right and your responsibility. But I would strongly urge the board not to allow the presentation to take place, that you examine the information being provided, and if you determine as a board that the information has value, then the Board of Police Commissioners could distribute it to the public themselves and make whatever public service announcement associated with the contents that you think is appropriate. It would not be in the interest of the Board of Police Commissioners to have a litigant suing the City of Detroit make a public presentation designed only to create a record, a public record, in opposition to what the City of Detroit is actually arguing in court as we speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments?
Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner Burke.
I actually concur with our corporation counsel. I'd like to make a motion if I, whenever the appropriate time is that we can strike this from the agenda from today and
Thank
follow
you.
the instructions of our
Yeah,
corporation counsel.
excuse me, through the chair, this shouldn't be on our agenda today, is it? It's not on our,
It's not on our agenda.
no, it's not
She's
on our
making-
agenda.
She's
And,
making a recommendation.
yeah, and I did confer with Corporation Counsel on last week, and I share the same sentiments.
Thank you. Thank you, Corporation Counsel. Any other questions, comments? Okay. I believe we
Nothing
have,
to do, Madam Chairperson.
yes, go ahead.
That was appropriate public comment. I just responded. I don't know where our parliamentarian is, but I would suggest, Madam Chairperson, that you continue with public comment. There's no action to be taken by the
Right.
board. There's nothing further to be discussed.
Thank you,
We have a
yes.
quorum.
That
We
would
have
be
a quorum
accurate.
now.
This is the parliamentarian,
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Parliamentarian. Go ahead, please.
that would be accurate, that no action is required by the board at this time.
Thank you. At this time, we have a quorum, and so I'd like to call the meeting to order. And please, could I get the secretary to do the roll call?
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Bernard,
Attorney Linda Bernard, present, District 2.
Commissioner Banks excused, Commissioner Bell excused, Commissioner Burton,
Present.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Present.
seven present, madam.
Thank you. And at this time, I believe we have a recommendation to amend the agenda before we approve it.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to bring 7 and 8 to before the chief of police report to amend the agenda as such.
Madam Chair, this is the
Yes.
parliamentarian.
Yes,
You first need the motion to adopt the agenda,
okay,
then you would make the motion to amend it.
okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the September 4th agenda, 2025 agenda?
Madam Chair, Robert Jones, so moved.
Mr. Jones has made the motion. Is there a second? Commissioner Bernard has made the second. Any discussion?
Discussion
Yep.
quickly, Madam Chair. So my only concern about moving, and I don't disagree, is that the union representation is, I don't see them present in the audience. If they're here, then I'm all for it, but if not, because I know they have to represent their member.
Excuse me, this is the parliamentarian.
Yes, ma'am.
Or you can object to the item. The item has to be moved to be added. You can't object to something that doesn't yet exist. So Commissioner Woods needs to make the motion to amend the agenda. If that motion is seconded, then Commissioner Moore, you can say whatever comment you have. But right now you're commenting
It's
about
mute.
a motion.
It's mute
now,
now.
'cause-
It's mute.
The Vice President just
Yeah.
walked in. So.
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to bring 7 and 8 before the chief of police committee.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Woods and supported by Commissioner Moore. All those,
Just
is
discussion?
discussion?
Is there a reason?
Yes, I know that I will have to leave the meeting early, and I wanted to be present on these action items, and I didn't want us to lose quorum on it, so I want to make sure that we had the ability to be able to participate in these action items.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, just some clarification. My agenda says 7 is presentation to the board and 8 is report from the board secretary. Well, that's what my agenda
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. Mine says unfinished business and new business.
Okay. So we're looking at moving 7 and 8 up to, after the, before 3? Oh, no, after the chief's report.
Before the chief.
Before the chief's report, which is 4, right after 4. Is there any other further discussion? Any other questions? Hearing none?
Just one.
Yes, go ahead,
Say that again.
Commissioner Jones.
Commissioner Woods, you asking that 7 and 8 be moved before the chief's report.
Yes.
Use item number 3.
Yes.
I just want a clarification.
Okay, if there aren't any other questions, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 On
Opposed?
the amendment to the agendas, not the agenda,
Right,
on the amendment moved by Commissioner Woods.
on the amendment of moving 7 and 8
Could we get a roll call?
for the police, chief of police report, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, the motion carries. Thank you.
Get a roll call vote on that, Madam Chair?
No need.
Now you're back to the agenda as amended.
Okay, Madam Parliamentarian, do I need a roll call if there's one?
Only if there's
Objection?
only one no vote, the Open Meetings Act does not require a roll call.
Okay.
Was
thank
there
you.
more than one no vote?
There was more than one. There was more than one.
There's 2? Okay. Madam Secretary, could we have a roll call vote, please?
This is on the motion to amend.
A motion to amend.
Commissioner Woods,
Yes.
Commissioner Bernard,
I don't like why we're doing it anyway, but I'll abstain. Abstain.
That counts as a no vote.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I abstain.
That counts as a no vote.
Well, then I'll change my vote to yes. I don't really have a problem with it, but it's not in order, that's for sure. Yes.
Commissioner Burton,
No.
Commissioner Carter,
She said no.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
four yea votes and two no.
And I vote yes.
Five yes, two no.
Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. And now, is there a motion to approve the September 4th agenda as amended?
So move.
It's been moved by Commissioner Woods and seconded by Commissioner Moore. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Now third on the agenda is introduction of the BOPC staff, chief of police, elected officials.
Madam Chair, through the chair, BOPC staff present, Corporation Counsel Conrad Mallett, Felicia Tyson, Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield, Mary Barber, Teresa Blossom, Candace Hayes, Armicia Joshua, Dior Mathis, Supervising Investigator Tiffany Stewart, DPD HR Director Katrina Patillo, Deputy Chief Tiffany Stewart. The interpreters today are Ms. Beatty, Dr. Beatty, and Ms. Yakata. Don Handyside, Court Reporter, Enrique Jackson, Audiovisual, and Charles Henry, Media Services. Maria Overall, for State Representative Tyrone Carter's office. Ms. Frida Butler, President of the 2nd Precinct Community Relations. LaDon Davis via Zoom, Office of Council Member Fred Durhall. Ron Thomas, President of Detroit Police Officers Association, and former Detroit Police Commissioner William Davis via Zoom. Also, we have Dr. Francis Jackson, our parliamentarian, via Zoom. And those are all the individuals registered at this time, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. There's no BOPC officers report, so we'll go to item number 7, which is unfinished business. Commissioner Bernard?
Yes. Madam Chair. I move to adopt as policy item 7A, Directive 205.11, officer-involved shooting investigations. It's been reviewed by the policy committee. The board has also reviewed it previously. There have been a lot of back and forth with the department and with the committee, and I move its adoption. It is in accordance with the wishes of all interested parties.
Madam Chair, this is the
Yes.
parliamentarian.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please ask Commissioner Bernard if this is the committee's motion or her motion?
Oh, it's the committee's motion.
Okay, so the proper form would be by direction of the policy committee. I move.
Yeah, and that's what I said, but okay, go ahead. Yeah, by direction of the policy committee, and thank you for the second.
Thank you.
Okay.
You don't need a second from
Right.
with the committee.
Oh,
A motion has been made by Commissioner Woods.
To the chair.
Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
Discussion. Can we
I'm
add?
sorry, the motion is made by the policy committee.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's correct.
Thank you.
And is there any discussion?
Discussion. Madam Secretary, I'd like to have that added to our next meeting.
Is the
On
commissioner
the
trying to
agenda.
postpone this motion?
Can we postpone this to to be added to the agenda for next week?
All right, so the commissioner needs to make a motion to postpone this item to next week. That requires a second and majority vote.
Okay, so you need to make that in a motion?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, hearing none, then we'll move forward. Is, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
You asked for debate on the motion, Madam Chair?
I did ask before he
Okay,
made the, yes.
thank you.
All those all those opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Secondly, Madam Chair, by direction of the Policy Committee, I move to adopt as policy item 7B, Directive 304.6, body worn cameras.
Okay, the motion has been made. Is there any discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Just clarification, I guess this is the perfect question for our attorney or for Corporation Counsel. What is the difference between intentional and negligently? And I'm speaking directly to 304.6-3.4, failure to record incidents. 304.6-3.4, failure to record incidents. Because under sub-item 2, it mentions about intentionally, and it's a shall be subject to disciplinary action. And under sub-item number 3, it says negligently, but then it says may be subject to disciplinary action, which is the same hang-up we were on last time. So what are we doing?
Well, the distinction was that you shall be subject to disciplinary action if you intentionally turn off your body camera, because you don't want what you're doing to be recorded. So you are absolutely subject to, discipline for that. If your body camera doesn't work, or in a scuffle or something, it gets dislocated, or whatever happens, that it's negligence involved, or he didn't, get it charged up enough or whatever before he went out. That's negligence, and so we felt that it should not be shall subject to disciplinary, shall be subject to discipline versus obviously something that's unintentional. It may be subject to disciplinary action depending on all the circumstances.
And one more question through the chair. Who makes that determination? Because that's not listed.
It's done by command generally. Chief?
Through the chair, Deputy Chief Tiffany Stewart, it is oftentimes done by the command, taking in totality of the circumstances when reviewing the investigation.
And through the chair, the reason why I make that is because if I issued as a supervisor a faulty camera, I don't necessarily want to be punished for issuing it. You understand what I'm saying? So it seems like an officer, a sergeant or a supervisor is, I'm not sure. It just should be in writing, whatever it is, and I don't see that.
So what's the modification that you're suggesting?
Well, first of all, who's going to make the determination for the may as opposed to a shall, for starters?
Well, disciplinary action obviously flows from the person that's in charge, from the supervisor that's in charge. A patrol person cannot discipline him or herself. The discipline comes from command. So if the command says to me, I'm the officer and my body camera's not on, Linda, you walked in when you walked in the room, I saw the red dot. Your camera was on. Why is it off now? That means I had to turn it off, unless it just died on its own. So I mean, it's the facts of each factual situation is different.
Madam Chair, I think we have someone that's going to speak to that issue.
Yes.
Through the chair, Sergeant Walker from Planning. Commissioner, your question, when you spoke about the sergeant giving the camera away, all officers are now assigned cameras.
Wait, repeat that again?
All officers, we all assigned cameras. We have assigned cameras, like we have assigned radios, we have assigned firearms, you're assigned cameras. So the sergeant doesn't assign the cameras anymore.
So given that scenario that we just discussed, Give me a scenario where an officer would be negligent. Just make up one.
Okay, no worries. Negligence could be if the camera malfunctions while I'm talking to you. The knowingly part would be, hey, I'm intentionally turning this off because I don't want to record you. Or,
And through the chair, how would I know if it was negligently done, if it was intentionally done?
I would denote that on my run sheet or activity log.
So through the chair, just for clarification, so if it's not notated, then it could be taken that it was done intentionally.
Yes, sir.
And is there any way we can find that in writing in this policy? Because I like what you said.
You want it in writing that
No, I'm saying, is there any way? I didn't say, well, I want. I said, is there anywhere in this policy where we can find what you just said? Because if that's the case, we can move forward.
If you look at 304.6-7.1, procedures for damages inoperable or lost/stolen body-worn cameras, the last provision there, item 6, a supervisor designated by the command shall complete an investigation and report to include any policy violations and a recommendation. If it is determined that the member was negligent, they shall incur the cost of the body-worn camera and associated equipment. That's if, in fact, it's inoperable, lost, or stolen. And it's already mandatory that they have it on, and that it be on. That's absolutely required whenever they are addressing a citizen.
And my final question through the chair, I promise you it's my final question. So, Deputy Chief, if you know, how many people to date have been charged for body-worn camera issues?
So through the chair, Commissioner, I wouldn't have that information with me at the time. And based on your question about what additional information can be provided or added to the policy, unfortunately, I don't have the policy in front of me at this point in time, so I'm just speaking off the cuff. But maybe it requires it going back for additional questions or additional clarity, should the board so choose.
Through the chair, as it relates to sustaining cases of body-worn cameras, there's been a significant amount of sustained cases that we as commissioners have signed on, sustaining officers not turning on their body-worn cameras intentionally. You know, so there's been a number of cases where we have signed sustaining the misconduct.
Generally, the misconduct would be addressed by the office of the chief, because trouble goes up, doesn't go down. So it would be sustained by deputy chiefs or assistant chiefs.
No, it'd be sustained through OCI, and OCI has.
OCI, okay.
Yeah, absolutely, and so a number of those cases have been presented to us, and we have signed on. I can't tell you how many cases that we have signed, sustaining cases for a violation of the body-worn camera.
Our policy requires that we sustain the case if, in fact, an officer's body-worn camera is turned off. So that is also, a disciplinary issue, if you will, for the officer. Now, if it's off, as I said, for other reasons, not related to the fact that he turned it off, then that could be negligent. It could just be a faulty camera. It could be a number of things.
Right.
But
Does that answer your question, Commissioner? Okay.
Through the chair, I just
Yes.
one question.
Go ahead.
With regards to
Microphone.
if there is no complaint and it's just a random check, because I
Right.
do believe that they have random checks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not sustained because it's not a complaint, how does that work?
Through the auditing process, if.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but I can talk anytime I want to, Commissioner. But
Okay.
and I'm getting a clarification through my fellow commissioner if he was talking about the auditing process. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. You're a commissioner.
Okay, DC, please.
I have to be nasty.
Through the chair, as Commissioner stated, it would occur through the auditing process. If upon auditing, it was determined that the officer was negligent and intentionally or unintentionally turned off his camera, it would probably be sustained, and then from that point, it would go to disciplinary review for further adjudication by whoever the hearing officer is.
Are there any other questions or comments? We do have a motion on the floor. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Under new business, we have new business, Commissioner Bernard, 2 new policies.
Cameras, get back here. We're supposed to be. You on the right page? Okay. Crime Intelligence Unit. By direction of the Policy Committee, we recommend adoption of the Crime Intelligence Unit Policy 203.8- et cetera.
There's a motion to approve the crime intelligence.
You don't need a motion.
Um,
The policy
all-
recommended it, right?
I don't need a second.
Just a vote.
I'm just saying there's a motion to approve the Crime Intelligence Unit 203.8. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion carries.
The next item, Madam Chair, is the Citizen Complaint Policy 102.6-1, et cetera. The Policy Committee recommends adoption of the policy.
Commissioner Bernard made a motion to approve Directive 102.6 Citizens Complaints. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? There's one opposition. The motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Bernard.
You're welcome.
Next on the agenda is the Chief of Police report.
Oh, no, it's closed door session. Because we amended the agenda.
Okay, it's closed door session. Is there a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act, MCL 15268A, the department's request for the board to consider administrative leave without pay but with medical benefits for police officer Taisha Horton, badge 1485, assigned to the training center. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So move.
It's been moved by Commissioner Woods and supported by Commissioner Moore to go into closed session. Is there any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. We're in closed session. I'd like to call the meeting back to order. May I have a roll call, please, Madam Secretary?
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Bernard,
Present.
Commissioner Banks excused, Commissioner Bell excused, Commissioner Burton,
Present.
Commissioner Carter, Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Smith excused. 7 present, Madam.
Thank you. What is the pleasure of the board? Is there a motion? Okay. There's no motion. So we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which is the Chief of Police report.
Good afternoon, everybody, again.
Good afternoon.
Crime stats as of today, September 4th, 2025. We have sustained crime reductions with double-digit decreases in our Part 1 violent crime categories. In homicide, we have an 11% reduction, 125 homicides in 2025 in comparison to 141 last year. We have a 26% reduction for non-fatal shootings. We have a 13% reduction for robberies, leading to a total Part 1 violent crime rate of negative 7% in comparison from last year. And also, I don't want to leave out our carjackings. We're at a 23% reduction in carjackings. In comparison, we have 57 carjackings this year, which is obviously a market increase. Been around this department for a very long time. I remember when we had carjackings in the hundreds, seemed like thousands. 57 this year. In 2024, we had 74. So steady decreases all the way around. Going to community updates, we did make an arrest, and this is an arrest made and an update to the 15-year-old shot at the park. So last year we brought you information regarding the 15-year-old girl shot at the park in the 19,000 block of Shaner. On Friday, August 29th, we announced that we had taken a suspect into custody. That suspect was the 13-year-old brother of the 15-year-old victim. The suspect accidentally shot his sister. We believe he intended to shoot the person his sister was fighting. The 13-year-old has been charged with assault with intent to murder and felony firearm. Parents must be responsible for their children because now you have 2 children impacted. And certainly no 13-year-old should have a gun. Now these parents have to deal with the 15-year-old daughter recovering from being shot and also deal with the 13-year-old facing serious charges when they should be focused on being back in school. Carjacking suspects arrested with the help of DPD helicopter. On Saturday, August 30th, we shared to our social media video from the DPD helicopter showing an arrest of the carjacking suspects. The carjacking took place in the 16,000 block of Robeson. Officers began searching for 2 suspects after the police run came out. They found the individuals and trailed them using our aviation unit and ground units until the suspects stopped at an area near Fort and Rademacher. Both suspects were arrested on the scene, and officers recovered the stolen vehicle, a firearm, 2 ballistic vests, and clothing matching the description of the other suspects. So certainly they were out there to do a lot more nefarious things with the 2 ballistic vests in the car. Another story that you might have heard yesterday all over the news was the arrest of a suspect in an alleged sexual assault. On Tuesday, September 2nd, the police department became aware of a social media post alleging a sexual assault had occurred in the area of St. Martin and Pinehurst. The victim alleged that on September 1st of this year, the suspect approached her and forced her at gunpoint into a porta potty. The victim tried to refuse, but the suspect fired a shot into the ground to scare her. He then allegedly sexually assaulted her inside of the porta potty. After seeing the social media post, there was no police report made. Officers made contact with the victim to begin the investigation. A suspect was identified, and on September 3rd, officers took the suspect into custody. The matter remains under investigation. There are a couple inconsistencies in the victim statements, but once the investigation is complete, the investigator's report will be presented to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Just this past weekend, we had the Peacenik for anybody who may have come at Skinner Park. It was a wonderful event with the community in partnership with our federal partners and our community violence interrupter groups. We just had a great time. Free food was out there. We had fun, entertainment in the neighborhood. We had a really good turnout. So there will not be a Peacenik on the west side this year. Just going to be the one on this year. And it did end up being a pretty good event. Upcoming events that we have this Saturday, for those who may want to participate, the police department will be hosting the 8th annual Showdown in Motown Bike and Car Show event on Belle Isle on the drive at 99 Pleasure Drive, that little area over there, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. The cost for this event is $20 per bike and $25 per car. All proceeds will benefit the Office of Workplace and Community Resiliency community engagement programs. And also on Thursday, September 11th, 2025 at 11 a.m., the Detroit Police and Fire Departments will hold the 24th Annual 911 Memorial Ceremony at Campus Marshall Park. We invite all members of the public to attend the event to honor and remember those lost in the attacks and the efforts of the first responders who were there. That concludes the report.
Thank you, D.C. Stewart. Are there any questions or comments? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Chief, the comment that you made about the child, I think you said he was 13? Yeah. Have you charged him as a juvenile? Is that correct? Or he was charged as a juvenile?
He was charged as a juvenile.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
Any other questions or comments?
And the second question I
ahead.
have is, since you guys had the big barbecue cook-off today for the officers, how come you didn't bring some for the board tonight?
It's actually
We're starving.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, that's right. it's-
Tomorrow,
I'll
yep.
be there.
Yep, at Riverside Park.
You're right. I'm thinking it's Friday.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, oh, yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you. Question to the chief. You know, we know that gun violence is up in the city, especially when it comes to youth getting a hold of guns. But we just learned a few weeks ago that the Detroit Eastside Coaches, a Pell youth group, season was suspended for the season. You know, we don't want to send the message where we punishing an organization, a team, but you know, what can we do to restore their season? Because children have to have an outlet, something to do that's positive, and we all agree children should not have access to guns, but we want to do the right thing for us to save the season of this football team, because it means so much to the parents, it means so much to the children that been putting in the work. In the real world, if a person commits a crime, that one person is punished for whatever that crime, whatever it may be. But why should we be punishing a whole team? I don't think that's the way we should be going direction at all.
So through the chair, while I don't disagree with you, Commissioner, the PAL board is the one who suspended the season and not the Detroit Police Department. I certainly think that youth need something to engage in, but that was not a decision of the police department, and unfortunately, I can't speak intelligently about why it was canceled.
Thank you. Thank you, DC. Any other questions? Thank you for your report. Appreciate it. Next, we're going to go back to oral communications. Oral communications, first speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Elena Herrera.
Thank you. Pretty good job with my name. I actually have a couple of concerns to raise with you in your position as commissioners. And one of the things that I want to tell you might be news, because I just received this myself, that, and this is in today's Guardian, U.S. immigration agents will have access to one of the world's most sophisticated hacking tools after a decision by the Trump administration to move ahead with a contract with Paragon Solutions, a company founded in Israel, which makes spyware that can be used to hack into any mobile phone, including encrypted applications. And that's all of us here, that's everybody. Everybody with a phone. All of us have our phones, right? So I just wanted to let you know that we can be spied upon by people who wear masks and come into our community and drag people into their cars. They can look at your phone, but we can't see their face. And I would like to know, and I'll actually direct this to you, Commissioner Carter, for District 6, because, you know, we're really under siege with ICE agents, and businesses are very worried, and people are very worried about sending kids to school, getting them to the bus stop where they're waiting for buses, because they're worried about them being grabbed and pulled into vehicles that are not marked by people who are wearing masks. We don't know who they are, and they don't have to identify themselves. It's a terrifying prospect for anyone. And I wondered if the Police Commission has taken a position against masked agents, as the state is trying to do. Has the Detroit Police Commission taken a position saying that we do not want masked agents taking people into vehicles that are unmarked to places unknown? It's truly terrifying. And the other part is, do the police have a position on federal troops coming into Detroit? We know that for the moment we're safe. for reasons that are really clear. It's very clear that we're safe because we have a white man who's a mayor. And this Detroit has not been threatened with sending troops in.
Okay.
The state has not been threatened. We're asking if it's possible that the Detroit Police Commission can take a position like they're doing in Chicago, like they're doing in other cities, to say we don't want the troops
your time
here.
is up, but I wanted to ask Commissioner Carter if she would answer your question.
Okay.
Because you directed it to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think that it's actually a question for the commission. We can take up a position.
I don't think your speaker's on. I can't.
Nothing in this room.
Yeah.
We have not taken, I know that we've taken a position on ICE agents being in the city of Detroit.
Mhm.
But I don't believe that we've taken up a specific position about the mask. But I agree with you that it can be horrifying for anyone to be kidnapped, if you will, and taken to an undisclosed place. So I don't have a problem with the board taking a position. In fact, I'll move that we draft a resolution to that effect.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded that we draft a resolution to speak to the masks that are being used by ICE agents.
And please say something about the troops. Thank you.
Thank you. And is there any discussion?
I just want to point out that, and thank you for bringing that to our attention, but our Detroit police officers also wear masks, and they go in whenever there's a drug raid or kidnap, these sorts of intensive raids we have, our officers wear masks. And it is my understanding that when and people have complained to me about it in terms of their business, that though when our officers do that, there is supposed to be a sergeant with the officers, and the sergeant explains that the officers are masked for their own protection, and that it is DPD.
But we're talking about two different things here.
Yes,
One
sir.
is undercover, and that's why they're wearing.
Our officers
Yes.
operate undercover with masks.
Right.
Points.
But she's talking about ICE agents. Am I correct, Elena? We don't know who they are. That's correct.
But the community needs to know that it happens with our police officers too in undercover operations. That's all I'm saying.
Correct.
You don't have a right to see an officer's face.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Hearing
Madam
none.
Chair, this is the parliamentarian.
Yes.
Is that motion intended for the policy committee?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Our next speaker, please.
Ms. Sharnita Williams.
Hello, through the chair. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Last week I was speaking about ex-offenders under the Detroit Police Department, and you all have the right by law to contact the FBI to inform them that we have ex-offenders on the Detroit Police Department. Like I said, it should be mandated. All 4,000, anyone associated with the Detroit Police Department should have their fingerprints redone, because the citizens of Detroit need to know that they have killers, rapists, mental illness, all type of drug addictions. You come home from prison and you get a gun and badge. Make me understand this. When they paid $5,000 for facial recognition, they need their money back, because apparently it's not working. And when you all are obligated to contact the FBI to make sure this is done correctly, because it's an inside job. And if you do not, like Ms. Kenworthy said to the Chief White, if anything happened under your watch, you will be held accountable. So when this hit the fan, you can't say, I did not come up here and I've been complaining about ex-offenders under the Detroit Police Department. You have an obligation to comply to the law, to contact the FBI, mandate that officers, civilians, all 4 of them, anything related to the Detroit Police Department, redo their fingerprints. Because you stay in Palmer Woods, you paying probably over $7,000 a year for taxes. regardless of how much you paying, the citizens who pay taxes should be protected and served, but not by no ex-offenders. It's not acceptable, period. So if you do not do your job correctly and comply to the laws, and you have these positions, it's up to you. True bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Minister Eric Blount.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm Minister Eric Blount from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit. I don't know if I should apologize to Commissioner Carter or not, but somebody needs to. She asked a question through the chair, and the question was to the police department, and then someone decides to answer the question out of order, but no one said anything. It was totally disrespectful. So if no one else stands up for you, I will, okay? And it was not nasty what you did. For the Detroit Police Department, through Chief Beddison, AC Hayes has agreed for a tour of the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Center. As many of you know, my heart is heavy for the 12-year-old that was brutally beaten and raped in the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Center, and someone needs to be held accountable. We need to make sure this doesn't happen in the Detroit Police Department. So that's why this tour has been agreed to, and we'll see what we can do. But we need to know who's responsible at what point in time for what when it comes to ordinary citizens, but especially our children. These weekly reports on facial recognition and shot spotter are useless. What we do need is possibly a report on the duty to intervene. How many police officers did come forward and say that's wrong? Or body-worn camera reporting should be on who had what violations this week, year to date, and so forth and so on. For those of you that don't know, this item 8C, where there was no motion, that really says this board has decided against the police chief in disciplining a police officer. People need to know that's what really happened here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Jadante Smith.
I just want to say, I'm going to call him out. Darrell Woods is super rude for speaking out of turn the way he did and cutting off, I can't think of her name, Commissioner Carter. Sorry about that. I also want to say I'm happy to see Ruben in here. I thought y'all had got him. You make a lot of noise. I also want to say too, something that former mayoral candidate Honorable Boyer brought up. So when the designation of a homicide, if two people get shot at a location and one person dies at the scene, another person dies at the hospital, of complications from that gunshot wound that they would have not died of if they had not been shot by this murderer, that's only considered one homicide. That type of designation needs to be changed within the Detroit Police Department's language, because we're telling everybody that gun violence is down, and we're counting some things as non-fatal or some things as suicides and not suicides, and we got all these victims' family members who are grieving from this, and to not call their loss of life a murder is kind of ridiculous. I mean, maybe I'm speaking about something that's a mistruth, but to my knowledge, that's to be a fact, because we have a lot of murders that don't get considered murders. It's been like this for a very long time, and I work with a lot of victims' family members who are unsupported in a lot of their grief. I do realize CVI is a very needed thing, but I also realize that we have a tremendous amount of people in the community who are suffering still once the camera's not rolling. If they didn't have a 4-year-old who was shot, they didn't have a 6-year-old who was shot, they don't have a case where the media is leading, and I have people like me are supporting them. I'm working in Harper Woods to support a family member who has lost his life in 2022, and the detective has all the evidence he needs and won't even submit a warrant request at Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. I also want to make mention to Mr. Mallett. He's becoming one of our newest prosecutors. He's going to be able to prosecute misdemeanors. And so I wonder, if he may not be able to be here all the time, but are we going to hold Mr. Mallett accountable when officers need to be charged for misdemeanors? Are we going to call him in to give us speeches about, what's happening in his charging decisions, because he's going to be a big part of our criminal justice system now, since the law department is prosecuting misdemeanors.
Thank you. Yeah. Next speaker, please.
Victoria.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Deputy Chief.
Just as a matter of clarity, Mr. Smith, that is categorically untrue. If two people are shot in the example that you gave, one dies on the scene, one dies at the hospital several days later, that is still classified as a homicide. And 2 homicides are counted, okay?
Thank you. Any other, next speaker, I'm sorry.
Victoria Camille.
Good afternoon, Board. So, especially Madam Chair, and I guess this is for the staff as well. For the last couple weeks, when I'm signing into the meetings on Zoom early on, the sound is extremely low. I'm having to put my sound like all the way up, and it's still low. And I know that this would not be the case if this was a meeting for the mayor or city council, and the BOPC meetings are extremely important, and you should be getting the same level of media services as everyone else in the city. So I would ask that whatever conversations need to happen so that those on Zoom can hear, and so that the recording, especially the recording, is captured, because there's a risk that the recording is not being captured if the sound is low. In addition, last week I asked about the BOPC working with the police department to get some type of public communication. So when individuals are being held by the Detroit Detention Center, DDC, if family members or friends become aware that that individual is having some type of medical emergency, or they don't have access to their medications or something like that, what are those family members supposed to do? Where are they supposed to call? Are they supposed to contact? And so I'm just asking a follow-up on that, if we can make sure that BOPC works with DPD to get a communication out so that the public knows what to do. And then last, there are some policies out on the BOPC website that govern DPD's procedures and protocols in the DDC. I would just ask to make sure that all of those policies are out there and available to the public for transparency. And also, if you can confirm that all of those DDC policies have come through the board for approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other speakers?
Last one in the room, Mr. Rue.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Commissioner.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ruben on next. He's next. I'll wait. I have to follow up.
Yeah, you got a question.
Go ahead. You may speak. She'll wait.
You gotta wait. Linda Bernard, you cheated in. Cheated in. You're cheated in, along with Ms. Carter sitting over there. Elected members of the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners, City Council, the Mayor's Office, the Mayor. Y'all cheated in by Janice M. Winfrey, City Clerk, Chairperson, Detroit Election Commission. She's been cheating in the Detroit elections for years. And years and years and years, many years. All elected positions here in the city of Detroit are in question. And the feds got to get called in. That's the ones from Washington, D.C., not the ones here in Detroit. The reason being because Nene's birthday about to come up. We got to get rid of all y'all. You, comrade, you. Been in the way too many times, man. I told you who I was. I wasn't playing. Serious. Real dude. You got in the way, man, and you got in his way. Gotta get the F out the way. You and that pastor over at the church got in the way. Now, I don't know what y'all got going on, but it's over with. Y'all busted. And it's about to get exposed, just like the rest of it. Kanisha didn't shoot herself. Charmaine McLeod did it. Did you hear that, Conrad? That's who did it. And I said it. That's my word. And y'all don't like it. Whoever in this whole city, in here, out there in the streets, could smoke D. I did investigations.
Okay, thank you. Your time is up. Next speaker.
We have 4 in Zoom. Next is William Davis.
Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, you may.
Okay, I'd like to start off by saying that I agree with Ms. Frieda Butler and also with Elena Harada. We need to be doing more in this city than what we're doing as it relates to what potential outsiders can and should be doing. And we need to make sure we're concerned about the fact that it's not just Hispanics and Middle Easterners they're looking for. There's also black people is being taken too. We also, I raised this last week, and there are times when I tune in on Zoom that the volume is really low, especially last week. There was a lot of the speakers weren't able to hear very well. And we need to make sure that if you're going to be having hybrid meetings, and I think you should continue, that you are fully in compliance with the Open Meetings Act, because I think sometimes you're not. Also, I think a greater effort needs to be made to do something about missing children in this city. You know, that they're not being trafficked or what have you. You know, we need to be more concerned and more protective of our young people in the city, you know, males and females, because they have been trafficked, and not maybe just for sex, but labor or whatever, or who knows, maybe body parts. But we need to make sure we're a more concerned city about what's going on in our city, and we need to be concerned about we have outside agencies in our city that do have masks on and do not have no ID on and do not have marked vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. The next speaker, please.
Tara Brown.
Good evening, Commission. I just want to say I'd like to agree with Attorney Conrad Mallett. Yeah, the Towing Association doesn't need to be doing a presentation for the BOPC. That was the silliest thing I've heard probably today, particularly on how to prevent predatory towing. If she wants to prevent predatory towing or educate people on predatory towing, she should probably do that with her colleagues, because they are the ones committing the acts of predatory towing. And I don't know why they would come to this body thinking they would get any sympathy after I have heard Jadante come in here several times over the past year and a half complaining about predatory towing. I remember one time Daryl Woods rushing into a meeting like OJ because he was late because somebody towed his car and had the nerve to want $800 to get it back. These are not friends of the community. Again, they don't need to be given a presentation. And I was elated to hear that there are lawsuits against them from the city. Yeah, they might pull that crap at city council coming in like they are friends of the community. This is not the space for that. Again, if she wants to speak to somebody about predatory towing, it should be her colleagues. On another note, thank you, Linda Bernard, Commissioner Bernard, for addressing the issue that I brought forth last week about the sex offender that the COC is inviting to the Northwest Activity Center. I did reach out to City Council person Angela Calloway, and her staff have been amazing. They have been all over it. I did follow up with the email. I'm just waiting to hear back. Hopefully this meeting will be canceled and relegated to Zoom where it belongs, as long as there's a serial child rapist on that COC. He does not need to be visiting out in the community, particularly one at a community center full of children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We have Felicia Brock.
May I be heard?
Yes, you may.
Hello to this honorable body. I'm Felicia Brock, and I'm with BBK Towing and Recovery, Inc. And there seems to be some confusion here. First of all, BBK Towing and Recovery, Inc. is a police authorized tower, and we are also a member of the Detroit Towing Association. As the Corporation Counsel, and many of you are aware, BBK Towing is not involved in any litigation against the city of Detroit. I want to repeat that. BBK Towing is not involved in any litigation against the city of Detroit. However, we are a member of the Detroit Towing Association, who also are not a part of any litigation against the city of Detroit. And we are good towers. And we are out here trying to prevent those tow companies who are predators, who are misusing the community. And it just seems to me that it's not fair for the Board of Police Commissioners to not recognize the Detroit Towing Association because some of its members are in litigation against the city. I mean, we should be able to continue to do the business of towing within the city of Detroit and try to make it better for the citizens. This has nothing to do with litigation. This has to do with exactly the reason you all have been placed where you are, which is to help the community, get them knowledgeable about what a predator looks like so that they can call a good, reputable company instead. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is our last speaker, Julie
Yes.
Sema. Julie, you need to unmute.
Is there a speaker on the Zoom?
They're not unmuted.
Okay, then we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. There's no presentation to the board, and next we'll have a report from the board secretary, Ms. Garnier.
Madam Chair, through the chair, the report today includes your weekly reports, 6A and 6B, together with the policy committee memorandum, and those action items have been voted on, and the announcement of the next policy committee meetings are Tuesday, September 16th at 5 p.m. and Tuesday, September 30th at 5 p.m. The next board meeting will be next week, Thursday, September 11th, 6:30 p.m. It will be held in the 4th Precinct, 1001 South Oakwood Avenue at the Marathon All Michigan headquarters. The October community meeting will be Thursday, October 9th, 6:30 p.m. in the 3rd Precinct, Considine Little Rock Recreation Center, which is located 8904 Woodward Avenue in Detroit. Those are the announcements and the report for today's meeting, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn? Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion for new business, if I may, at this time.
We don't have new business. We passed that a long time ago.
Can I?
What's your motion? Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion at this time, if for the board to write a resolution to support the youth football season, which is the Eastside Coach, so those kids can be able to finish out the rest of the season.
There's a motion made by Commissioner Burton. Is there a second? Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Carter. Any discussion?
Yes, discussion. So what exactly, they canceled their season, Commissioner, because of the violence in the city?
No.
Why did they cancel their season?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Well, they were out. The football team was had a charity game in the city of Warren, but apparently the youth season was canceled. They could have punished the coaches or whatever, or suspended them for a number of games, but you don't hurt the children and you don't hurt their season. I remember years ago watching the Pistons game. You had Ron Artest, who played for the Indiana Pacers. He gets in and he punched those in the fans. Go into the stands and fight with the fans. But they didn't cancel out the Detroit Pistons games. They didn't cancel out the whole season for the Indiana Pacers. They just charged that one individual. And I think here we don't send a message when gun violence is up among youth by punishing a youth football team and the whole season. I think we as a board, we can create a resolution in support of saving their season. But if anything, they could punish the coaches or by suspending them for a number of games. But we don't hurt the children. We don't hurt the parents who pay for uniforms and kids now can't play. And we want to be good ambassadors by encouraging our children, our youth, to do something positive and constructive.
Okay, I think Commissioner Carter wanted to add something.
No, basically, from my understanding is that the coaches and the referee got into a fight.
Okay.
And they suspended the entire team, including the cheerleaders who had nothing to do with the fight. They could have, like Commissioner Burton said, they could have fired the coaches, which they offered to do, but that was not acceptable. So I agree that punishing all the kids, including the cheerleaders and all the parents that spend their time volunteering to fundraise and all that stuff, I think that it was totally, it's unacceptable.
Exactly.
Thanks for the clarification, Commissioner Carter. I understand.
Any other questions or comments?
You made the motion?
Okay, there's a motion. It's been seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Thank you.
One more
Go
final
ahead.
business. I think congratulations are in order, Madam Chairman. We have a doctor at the table, Warfield over here.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
his honorary degree Sunday. I think he's to say a couple of words about it.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Commissioner, through the chair. Thank you. It was the honorary doctorate that was presented by the American Bible University out of Atlanta, Georgia. So it was a nice honor. Thank you.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved. Support.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for attending today.